everybody. Welcome to is this the 5th week of Spy for the Casting? We're halfway through? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, halfway through for the top divisions, but some of the ones below gold go 13, so not quite, but yeah, it's going by pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, a little too fast or too slow, I don't know.
You know what they say, though, time flies when you're terrified of getting shot.
Yep, that is about right. Oh yeah, and I got some casters here. We got Warning Track, who you've already heard from.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Toboshi lurking in the shadows.
Hello, everybody.
Like a good spy, really.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
oh,
exactly
man.
what I had in mind. Yes, thank you.
Very
Warren,
good.
for that.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna start off with a pair of live matches here. We got Turnipboy versus Shep or Chef, not to be confused with Step.
Shep?
Yeah, I believe it's Shep, like Shepherd, possibly.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're right.
All right. So anyway, they will be up first. We're gonna go through picks and bans, which they have already done.
Oh, we already have the picks and bans?
Yep, we do indeed. Actually, let me actually bring them up here on my screen.
That's
so
okay. No, yeah, I'm looking at them right now. The first one. Well, I guess do you want to run through them first, and then we'll talk about them?
Yeah, we'll go through them real quick. The first ban.
Cool.
This is kind of an unfortunate ban, I guess. Oh, and a ban that I'm not actually prepared for. I'm not even going to bring it up because I don't have an image for it. Is Aquarium.
Oh, right, we have Aquarium today.
But we don't because they banned it.
And this is the week 6 match too, right?
Yeah, this is the week 6 match. So so week 5 matches, Aquarium was not legal in week 5, but week 6 it is. But unfortunately, we will not see it
next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it won't be long. It won't be long. I feel pretty confident we're going to see some sharks.
Yep. All right. So anyway, the second ban will be Balcony. I'm sure we're all bummed about that.
Always.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. All right. First pick. Ooh, I like. This is Shep. Yep. I like Shep's style here.
Suspense.
Courtyard.
Hey.
Oh, he lost Courtyard Chicken and he didn't even put up a fight. It was just immediate.
Yeah. That was a knockout.
That being said, though. Yeah. We've been seeing some insane games on Courtyard.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully a few more tonight then.
All right. The second pick will be Ballroom.
Mm-hmm,
so, you know.
Also good.
Yeah, I like some Ballroom. And I really like this next pick. Oh man. Shep, big fan of those picks. Second one is Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
All right,
and then the final pick. Ooh, I hope we get to this. Is Tien? We don't see much of that.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I always hope for a good close match anyway, and now I'm really hoping for it because that's definitely exciting. Yep. There is obviously no history here behind banning Aquarium. It's just new and weird. Turnipboy banning Balcony is just pure counterplay, though. Shep picked it the most last season, 6 times. And even though Turnipboy himself picked it 3 times, he said, no, I want to take away your favorite map instead. And then did basically the exact same thing picking Ballroom because Ballroom was Shep's most banned map. So Turnipboy's ban and his double pick were not based on what he prefers. It was purely to counter Shep.
Interesting stuff.
And it also worked out for him too because Shep picked Courtyard, as you mentioned. Turnipboy picked Courtyard the most last year. So if it's possible to win a draft, if not the match, this draft could not have gone better from what I think Turnipboy was trying to do.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the kind of thing we don't talk about very often because we just want to see some Spy Party, but
yeah.
Also, we have 4 of blanks tonight.
Yeah.
For this match, so that's gonna be fun.
All right, I'm gonna give them the go ahead to go.
Yep, I did as well. They get a double
perfect.
go ahead.
All right, they'll get bombarded. Yeah.
Yep. Start already.
Right. It's again, you don't want to oversell this because you can just play well or get the maps you want and lose anyway.
And they're starting.
Yeah, but it matters, right? Like, because you're trying to give yourself the best chance to win against an opponent who is going to beat you plenty often. So Turnipboy has probably given themselves a nice little additional edge by winning that draft, in my opinion.
Speaking of Turnipboy, he's opening the matchup on the Spy side of Courtyard. Shep opening the matchup on the sniper is Turnipboy. Yeah, you're not getting that flirt at the windows. He was there for so long already.
Yeah, I've actually seen this a lot lately. Just people who see their ST at windows, and if you've seen them for more than a few seconds there already, you're just almost never going to get it.
51% after we chased him to the conversation here, but we were seen. We were caught on the chase, and we have been hit with a highlight.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It can be death on Courtyard. Normally, this is something that's kind of free. It's not even the hard part, so to speak. But if you can get flirt paired early, and if you don't timer flirt, if he walks away and comes back, that could be all the more obvious. Timer flirting, on the other hand, might put a damper on that.
Absolutely. Shep already with a good start in this match, and we're less than a minute in.
Yeah, very, very good position. You're the spy, you're the only highlight, and all you've got for it is a flirt.
Certainly not the situation you want to be in, but certainly not insurmountable either. Turnipboy chases the flirt!
Yeah, and if that is indeed what Shep is watching for, that's going to loom pretty large, especially when he tries to get a little more done in the next minute or so.
Well, Double Agent has just dropped in to say hi, and it's not a bad time for it. Contact does come off. Lets off a Smallman low light, but that's it.
And that actually works pretty well, because if you're already watching them follow this person around and you think maybe they're flirting, and then they enter a conversation with an SDA in it, and then you hear the BB go off, that just really starts to mount in your mind. It's just everything starts to look spy-like. Them coming to you and then leaving is a nice little bit of luck.
Absolutely. Turnipboy back in conversation with the seduction target again.
A little better this time.
Finally gets that mission done, 100% on that, but with 1 minute to go and no statue visit yet, we're going to have to motor the latter half of this match.
Now, shouldn't standing across be better for seduction? You can look them in the eyes. You can't really have a serious conversation with someone who's right next to you.
Swap!
Oh boy.
No inspects yet, just went straight in for the white swap and isn't going to be allowed to get away with it as Shep sees the change and pulls the trigger. 1-0.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. I mean, obviously, could have been onto him early for one reason or another. There's a few possible explanations there, but the flirt pairing seems like a decent guess. But I don't really know if it mattered, because that was pretty simple in the end. A white swap on Courtyard, and he sees it, and he shoots him.
Yeah. Not too much to say.
1-0 Shep.
And now Shep is getting ready to step into the spy side.
Yeah, and Shep was a pretty decent spy on Courtyard in Season 4, 38% win rate, and that's over a lot of games because they played Courtyard almost twice as much as any other map, Pub being the second closest. And 38% is solid once you get a little ways up.
Yeah, usually we think of this as a very sniper-favored map, but lately that has not been proving to be the case as Shep steps in next to the seduction target at windows, and this time does get the flirt off, and a green one at that for 50%.
Yeah, very good start. Does not have a highlight for this one.
And this time the seduction target followed Shep, not the other way around.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Even though they're across from you, if you've already got that 50% in this quick, you'll take it. Especially if you happen to hit a green here, you're in really good shape.
Double Agent steps in as well. Lots of activity in the conversation circles. Flirtation cooldown has expired. The contact comes off.
That's going to knock out 2 statue visitors, but otherwise pretty darn good. That sounds bad, but that was more or less all it knocked off.
Yeah. Looking pretty good for Shep so far.
And you can see Turnipboy throwing off some highlights for possible real banana breads. We're seeing more and more of that. I'm definitely a fan of it.
Offered a drink from Toby. I don't expect we will take it, and indeed we do not. Still 2 minutes to play as we step into statues and in position for the next flirt. Oh, that's a swap though! That can't have been intentional, right?
I think you're right. I think it can't have been. I don't know what would have happened in that game otherwise. I think it's just the action priorities. You know, you got to scroll through them. You have to be precise, and that's all it takes. And you know what? Turnipboy is not going to miss much anyway. Turnipboy won almost 80% of his Courtyard games last season. And it, too, was his most played map, although not by the same margin as Shep. So these are two players very comfortable in Courtyard, both swapping in each other's faces, and unsurprisingly, they both get shot.
Yeah, but one of those is a lot harder of a loss to swallow than the other one. Shep was in prime position and got caught out by action priorities. Turnipboy, however, opens up the next game with a green time ad.
That's interesting.
And then gets caught going through a bug conversation and dies immediately.
This is not the level of spy play I was expecting exactly. 2 swaps and an early bug, and just like that, it's 2-1 Shep.
Yeah, this has not been going as planned for anybody.
Yeah, these are the moments I wish we could do some replays here.
I mean, yeah, to analyze that bug and see how obvious it was, but obvious enough to the sniper, and that's what really matters.
Well, we're now in a position where we only have one more game on the first map.
It's been pretty quick. It's been pretty darn quick. And you can tell there's a bit of a delay before this last one. I think both players are specifically looking at that bug. They want to see, both of them, how obvious it was, and yeah, and definitely want to take note of that green time ad, which did not end up factoring in at all.
No, it did not. All right, Shep stepping into the spy side for our last game of Courtyard for the set, opening up at statues this time.
I mentioned earlier that Turnipboy...
Oh, just swaps and runs!
Well, we're about to see... Wow. I mean, they have to have been seen, right? I think they were seen.
The statue hasn't been seen yet.
Wow. Is that just free? What is this?
Could have been free. He still hasn't looked at the statue.
So there's going to have been one Courtyard game that didn't have a swap, and it's possible a swap was going to happen if the game had gone on.
Now he sees it. I don't know if he knows it's changed, but he can see the statue now.
Oh, look at that pause from the laser. Just, you can hear the gears grinding.
Yeah.
I think he either got away with it or Turnipboy is not confident enough to really narrow the party down meaningfully. I think this is looking pretty good for Shep. But here's the thing. If you suspect him even a little bit, and you get maybe a docile party, and everything else Shep does after this feels like the spy, goes back to statues, right, does all the things you would predict if they'd done that swap, that can be enough.
It can be. It's very hard to shoot without seeing a hardtail, though, and that hardtail is done. Suddenly this game has swung way, way in the favor of Shep, and even if he did get a glance at that statue at the start of the game, it's so easy to convince yourself you just mismemorized.
It absolutely is. It really is. Especially when it doesn't seem to make sense, when you don't think you saw anyone there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really substantial. And by the way, Shep is already in a good position because I mentioned Turnipboy, quote-unquote, won the draft maybe a little bit. He has higher spy and sniper win rates on Courtyard, but Shep is already guaranteed at least a split. Yeah. So already they've countered a lot of the strength of that draft we've seen. And if they win here, it's massive.
Time is starting to tick down now. We've got the swap and 87% on the flirt, but nothing else to show for it. Minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, the problem now is the timing. I don't think Shep has a good sense of how suspicious they are because they're being very cautious right now.
Oh no, the seduction target bails!
But they go into the same conversation as the double agent, and you need to get that done too.
Fake contact!
I think they're way too worried about suspicion here. They're not acting like they got away with it, even though that's the whole point of that kind of swap.
3 low lights given.
Oh,
now
I don't like this.
Stepping into statues, 45 seconds to play.
You have the double agent and the seduction target in a conversation by chance. How long do you think that's going to last? Well, it's over.
Not long enough is the answer. Safety off on Shep. Not willing to take the shot. 30 seconds. I think Turnipboy has pulled this back.
Maybe, and especially because Shep is going to have to flirt here and then rush off and do a double agent right afterwards.
There's the flirt. If that contact was real, that would be the game, but it doesn't matter! Sam in danger at statues late takes the bullet and takes a loss for Turnipboy 1-3.
You know, you can't.
Favor.
Yeah, you can't read too much into those little flashes sometimes. Sometimes it's just telling the casters, I don't know about this person. You know, it's not always this is my top suspect, I think is the thing. So I think at the end of the game, they just convince themselves, you know what? I'm just not sure. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel, something is up. And when something is up, you get surprising shots.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably...
That Fake might have done it, right?
Yeah, Fake might have done it, or just was really worried about late statue visitors.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned earlier, right? Like, if you assume you missed the swap entirely, what do you think the spy does from that point? That's what you have to ask yourself. And the spy has asked themselves the same thing. And Teal went to statues a little earlier. I criticized it, and I still think the play there was maybe the flirt and the BB. But regardless, it works, and the Fake probably had something to do with it. And Turnipboy suddenly, on his opponent's pick, needs to break serve.
And he has Taft to try to do it with. Stepping in for a flirt at statues. Not a bad opener, 34% and a free pass to step away quickly.
Yeah, and both of these spies are just sort of leaning into the suspicion. Swaps, early statue visits, all sorts of stuff. No one's really drawing these games out right now.
Absolutely. Turnipboy, another early statue visit here, this time a side statue. Only gets him 2 of the 3 necessary inspects on Ballroom here. Stepping into conversation right afterwards to try to pick up a second flirt.
Technically, in Season 4, both these players struggled as Sniper on Ballroom quite a bit, but in a very small number of games. So they mostly avoided it, which is significant in its own right.
White test on the second flirt brings it up to 68%. We're going to have to get nice and close for the last one or risk trying to hit a green test. And you really don't want to have to do that. Looks like he's eyeing up a double agent, and indeed he is now in conversation with that individual. Contact comes off.
And look at all this progress with 2 minutes left.
2 low lights, one of whom was Hylet at the time. 3 low lights now. Under 2 minutes to play, we have the 1 mission completion and a bunch of progress elsewhere.
If you want to know how mind-gamey and meta and Deep Spy Party can be, Ballroom is the map both players banned the most last season, and yet they're playing it and it's been doubled somehow.
Well, there we go. Oh no, it's not quite in range. Seduction Target comes to join us, but it wasn't quite close enough, and we were not able to hit the green test on it, so we're caught at 97% on the flirt with 1 minute and 25 to play. Back into statues we go to get that completion. We are second to the game.
I like it. I was just about to say you really can't timer flirt here with that 97%. You got to go get something else done, whether it's a hard tell or a statue visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Timer's starting to tick down. Able to get a fingerprint as well as the inspects done. So that's 2 mission completions and again a whole lot of progress. There are other fingerprints available, but the seduction target does not want to be caught right now.
I would chase them anyway. I think you just get it, and then you have about 40 seconds to pick up either that middle statue or the briefcase. Nope. Smallman going to beat him to the briefcase.
There may well be a flirt on blue bookcase there.
Yeah, there's a fingerprint. Yeah, there's quite a bit. There's a lot out there right now. Does Turnipboy remember, though?
Time is really starting to run down. There's 30 seconds left in the game.
I don't think Turnipboy wants to go to statues and get that other print.
I don't think so. But again, there are other prints available. Now in conversation with the seduction target to finally finish that up. 15 seconds. Overtime is looking like an inevitability. Where is this? It doesn't matter where the last missions come from, because it's not going to happen at all. Sheph takes the shot and takes the game. It's 4-1.
Jeez, I'm really surprised and impressed by that shot. I think maybe they're just thinking, you know what, 2 statue visits, a center statue visit with a fingerprint on it. I might have missed another fingerprint. I might have missed a lot of stuff. And this person is kind of zipping around a little bit. But I'm still really impressed by that shot.
Yeah, that is not an easy shot to take by any means. That was some impressive sniper play.
Yeah, very much. I mean, you figure, maybe he's going to take the shot and it would have been pretty impressive if he took it on the green book maybe, but not even then. Just the talk to finish the flirt. 3.5 missions done.
Either way, Sheph now stepping into the spy role of Ballroom any 4 of 8, and Turnipboy really needs to start making back some ground here and is going to have a timeout against him to open the game.
Well, there we go. We saw one earlier, and right off the bat, yeah, you're not going to get much time dilation early on. And the question is, what do you do with it, if anything? Do you idle? Do you wait for more prints to accumulate? Do you take your time with the flirt? Does it buy you some leeway with those flirt ATs? I don't know.
Well, so far it's just idling. Not much progress to speak of so far as we step out to maybe get an early contact. Unfortunately, the seduction target enters into conversation across from us, so as well as the contact that's just come off, we're able to hit a green test flirt for 28%.
It's not great, but it's early. You know, as long you can still get that green in there somewhere.
Absolutely. And time dilation from that time ad is still going. Second flirt, another green test, which brings us all the way up to 73, so a much better position now.
If you want to know how scary, by the way, even bronze is, I'm pretty sure both these players have over 5,000 games.
Holy God, freaking bronze.
Yeah, and that's bronze, you know. I mean, I think they could hold their own a couple divisions up too, but that's what we got now. We just have a lot of really, really good players.
Grabs a fingerprint from the blue bookcase and steps back into conversation to finish up the flirt, but isn't able to get it off in time as the seduction target steps away.
Things are still going pretty well, though, because of that time ad. You still got 2 minutes and 20 left, most of the flirt done, one fingerprint, a contact, and I don't think we're a huge suspect either.
This is very true. Wrong arm bug on the way out of conversation. Looks like it was completely clean. A beautiful little move coming out of Sheph to bring him that much closer to victory in this one.
Yeah, and it was just really well timed. It was patient, waited for the right moment, got a good angle on it. Briefcase redirect, okay, gives up on it. I don't know if that quite makes sense. I think maybe...
Oh no! The pathing by the green bookcase wasn't able to get into the painting pad.
I think it was behind the column. We're okay.
I mean, it was visible, technically, on the sniper side, but not for long. So I think it's clean. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You would hate to see a clean spy game lost on something like that.
You really would. But it does happen.
Oh, this drink could limit us in the next minute.
It could indeed. We already have the bug done, but we're going to be looking for another fingerprint.
And you want the ambassador to walk away because you can do the briefcase holding the drink.
Absolutely. We still have 1 minute and 5 seconds to play, but nobody's in personal space range with the ambassador. Alice has just obliged, though.
And you got inspects in your back pocket. You'd be doing them late. A lot of alarm bells would go off, but you can do it if you need to.
Actually, Alice might not be in range either.
No, I don't think she is.
Call.
This is... You got to go crowd. There we go. Moment of truth.
Does indeed walk away. Here's our trip to the briefcase, and this is going to be the end of times with 35 seconds left.
I think it's going to work.
There's the fingerprint.
He's looking at Rocker. He's worried about the swap instead. Not even looking. Sheph, what a clean statue-less game.
Absolutely beautiful from Sheph on the spy side. Brings the scoreline up to 5-1. This is a clinic so far.
Yeah, and it's weird looking at that score, though. The games don't feel quite that lopsided.
Do you see that sip taunt right at the end there?
Sip taunt. Sip taunt, is that the new meta? It used to be
I don't know if it is or not, but...
Sip taunt. Yeah. It's just it's the Kermit sip, you know. Well, I just won the spy game, but that's none of my business. Yeah, 5-1, one win away from a point already in this live match, and Turnipboy's like, what the hell just happened? Probably because that was just such a clean game. And if you are Turnipboy, you're like, how much different can I play that? I can have a great position on the bug at the cost of not looking at other things, but there really aren't any blatantly obvious mistakes there from Turnipboy. It's just a really damn good spy game.
Man, other than that first spy game on Courtyard, Sheph has been playing absolutely incredibly this evening.
Yeah, and that was the misclick, right? So in terms of actual decision making, I think Sheph is looking really smart right now.
Absolutely. Turnipboy! Last game of Ballroom, looking to... Actually, no, second last game of Ballroom, I think. Trying to pull this back into his favor. Starts things off with the blue bookcase. Is going to hit a white transfer and take a bullet for it immediately. Sheph just widening the gap.
And now 5 match points. That is crazy. Just like that. So quick. So quick.
5 match points. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we've cast just a matter of weeks ago crazier comebacks than this.
You're not wrong.
I don't know if I'd bet on it, especially because Shep just seems to be playing really, really well right now. And you just need to win one more sniper game at any point to take home the victory. Turnipboy, whether they can win or not, or tie or not, rather, even just getting a couple wins here or there, would go out on a high note.
Well, the comeback is always possible, but it has to start right here with Turnipboy on the sniper side of Ballroom any 4 of 8. Shep opening things up as Cowboy. Letting the AI control for the start of the game before heading into Windows. Checking watch to delay, see where his seduction target is going, and maybe see if he can still get that early flirt. Seduction target does not oblige. So, window to window, and then to this conversation we go.
That works for me. Make sure you get that flirt, but it doesn't look like a rush flirt.
Absolutely. 33% off the white test on the first flirt.
Doing some very basic math, I conclude that if they get 2 more flirts like this, you will scream.
I would be impressed.
Let's just timer flirt.
Also very unhappy.
I want to see them timer flirt twice to 99%. That's what I want to see.
My God, please.
It's never been done in SCL history. But then I don't know if we've ever had 2 live matches in one cast either.
That's true.
Yeah, by the way, we're making history, I'm pretty sure, you guys. I don't think we've ever done this before.
Looks like we're at least going to get one timer flirt.
I hope it's a white. I really want this to happen.
Oh, God. It's a white!
Oh, God. Wait. Are we rounding up? Did he twitch?
So, apparently, seduce is a floating point value.
Did he twitch at all? Did he see the 33?
I don't think he did.
Because that would actually make sense. If you see the 33 and you want a timer flirt and twitch just a little bit, that is something we're going to have to look into. If it is floating point value and it's rounding, that is wild.
It wouldn't matter because you're not going for 2 timer flirts in a row. That's a green swap. Never mind. Derail the conversation. We've just had things happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Things have happened as they are apt to do. I'm checking
Danger.
Yeah.
Takes the swap, is already highlight.
That's bad.
There it is.
Oh, that's rough with a highlight taking it.
Play this. Looks like he's doing it right. Low lights galore. I think he's got it down to 2.
I mean, after all the earlier swaps, maybe they know not to discount them.
The distance
it still could be,
brings us up to 85%.
It still could be Toby.
It still could be Toby. Good point. We have not ruled out the waiter. Repeat, we have not ruled out Toby.
Under a minute now. Shep is in a difficult position here, both on the clock and on the lights. It's one of 2.
He knows what he's doing.
Contact.
Turnipboy's holding it. Wow. If he
Turnipboy's holding it. Only Papa Danger is in possible conversation with a suspected double agent.
Wow. And Papa went to statues afterwards, so this tells me that Turnipboy really thinks it's a green, and even though he has every reason to shoot the swapper, he really just feels like it's a green, and he is right.
Or just doesn't feel like Papa Danger could be done yet. Only in conversation with the SDA right now, so that talk doesn't mean anything. Shep I think he's going to try to hit a green test at the window at the end of this.
He's there too early if that's the case. You don't want to stay there for 10, 15 seconds. Even with the sip, that's a long time.
It is indeed. It's a white test! And there's the shot about to come off as soon as he has a clean moment. And that is the start of the comeback. Can he keep it going?
We have seen Cowboy's hat block quite a few things on these casts. It's not going to block a bullet, though. That Cowboy done wandered into the wrong saloon tonight. He played that so well on the frame and gave Turnipboy every reason to shoot the swapper. but Turnipboy was just confident. I'm genuinely impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very, very strong game from both players, but props to Turnipboy for holding that shot under such a high-pressure situation.
It's not just the BB. Papa was standing kind of close the way spies sometimes do when they don't want the swap fade to be visible. So if he were faking the green, that's the way he would do it. And then he went to statues right afterwards. So theoretically, you're probably crediting him with Banana Bread, Inspect, Swap, and you have to be crediting him with Flirt, theoretically, right? Unless he's watching that closely, and I don't think so that late in the game. So I think he's just really, really confident about that green. That is a really good hold in a really tough position to keep hope alive.
Yeah, I think so. 6-2 is the current scoreline as we step into Gallery next. Any 4 of 8 with Turnipboy on the spy side.
And Sheph did not play Gallery last season, and Turnipboy only played it twice.
Well,
so yeah, uncharted territory here. Turnipboy, when he played Gallery, won his sniper game and lost his spy game. So make of that what you will.
Well, if he can turn around the spy side.
Whoa! Was that a misclick?
That has to be a misclick, right? Yeah.
Okay. Question is, do you know? The problem is sometimes when you do those misclicks, you don't notice.
That is
but
true.
But in this case, he sets things right.
Opening at the blue bookcase to pick up a Flirt for 51% on the green test. And pulls the book out with him, likely going to step into conversation here, and indeed he does, next to the seduction target, and ready to pick up a second Flirt as soon as the timer cools down.
Now, this is something I said sort of during some of those other comebacks we cast and other ones that didn't quite happen. This is the game I'm interested in because this is the one where it can pivot. If you win here at 6-3 and then you're sniping for 6-4.
That's some momentum.
Yes. So this is probably one of the pivotal games right here.
Isn't able to get it at the bookcase, but... isn't able to get it in the conversation, but does hit the green test Flirt in the bookcase, and is in prime position to slam this book down in green, and that's 2 missions done.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that Sheph isn't on it. I feel like Sheph might really be able to just kind of hold this for either inspects or contact.
We'll find out soon enough. Does get highlight as he steps into statues.
So what's really interesting to me is actually that they flirted at both bookshelves. So there's a decent chance you could say, what are the odds that neither Boots or Alice are the spy? Really?
That's true.
Both shelves, both flirting with each other potentially early on like that, that's really weird.
Turnipboy burning a little bit of time at the painting here. Probably wants Double Agent to step into that conversation. Hello,
Resist.
Ambassador. You cannot right-click in that position, and indeed he does not.
So here's the question. You have a minute 30 left. If you inspect swap right here, are they really going to be poised to shoot, looking for that swap?
I don't think so. There's so much time on the clock, especially if you'd done it sooner. I don't think it would have happened, but
now it's
stepping
close.
up into this position here is a declaration of
intent, really. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is, hey, look at me, I'm not swapping the statue.
Right. You wouldn't want to put them in that position if you weren't planning on swapping anyway. You wouldn't want your back to the sniper, unless you want to get into some real Yomi mind games, and I don't. But you're still waiting for Teal here to get back into a conversation, and it could be a really sparse conversation out front.
It might just be.
Sheph has flashed on. Sheph has flashed onto Teal, indicating that he knows the real double agent, I think.
Huh.
He's waiting. He's waiting for this. I think there's a chance Turnipboy's in big trouble here.
Teal doesn't go to the conversation.
Start formulating a backup plan.
Find out who the real double agent is.
I mean, it's harder on Gallery than most, I'll say, at least. And look at this. Yep. And it's going to be a swap after all.
It has to be. There's nothing else to play for. Here's the swap. It's a green test?
That's surprising. It's going to give Sheph a lot of time.
This could be so bad.
Alice is nearby. She could get magneted over.
3 seconds. We're going to hang at 0 now.
Doesn't matter. Sheph's got
this. Oh, no.
This match is about to end.
This is game. This is game. There's the grab. There's the swap. There's the shot. And there's the match. Sheph gets it done 7-2.
I'm going to say that green was a mistake.
I think
you're
so,
right.
but I think by then Shep had actually had a lot more control of the party than maybe we originally assumed. Something about that really didn't seem right. Because we understand at this point that Shep is probably going to be able to hold anyway.
Yeah.
I think they were actually pretty suspicious early on of that microfilm.
Yeah.
But the microfilm, here's the key, right? The microfilm is so early that you actually have a very strong mission count.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, I mean, actually, I think it might be worth going back and looking at it. Actually, maybe not, but basically, if he had just gone and slammed the book right away and ignored flirting, he would have gotten away with it because he was completely behind a pillar, or he was completely blocked for a good portion of the time while he's
he definitely would have gotten away with the animation break, but I think one of the reasons Shep was willing to do that is because they were already onto it and they kind of wanted them to do things. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if I really think it's someone and they're being offered a drink, for example, I'll try really hard to make it look like I'm not looking at that tray because I want them to confirm my suspicion with a purloin, stuff like that. But I actually think Shep is probably going to be able to confirm for us later that they had pretty strong suspicion early on, and because it was early, we're really confident about what missions were and were not done.
Let me transition back. So let me see where that happened.
What a strong showing from Shep all throughout that match.
Let me turn off casting mode. Let me not do that.
And they are drafting in the next one. And
okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, they just started.
I'll go ahead and quit out of this then.